Hello ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to iRacing for our Charity Challenge series in the Daytona prototype. This week we're going to be at Okayama, which is a track that's debatably a little bit weird for these Imsa cars. This week our focus is going to be a little different because of the fact this track is so narrow in places and rather slow in places. We're going to focus on passing the lapped cars, working with class traffic, meaning every GT3 or GTE car that I pass, I will grade myself, and if I think I did well, we'll donate $1, and if I don't think we did well, I won't donate $1. There's going to be lots of traffic, so there's plenty of opportunity here to get some practice in. I should be able to take it pretty easy here on the start.
The pace cars in.
Like I was saying, I don't feel like I'm super competitive here with the front three or so. And even Jim's pretty questionable. But a nice clean start. That's not an issue. We got a Liger. Nice clean getaway, everybody. Jim hopped on the brakes a little sooner than I was expecting, but able to recover quickly. Hopefully volume levels are better this week. It's actually a little loud for me, but that seems to be the only way I can balance it for whatever reason. No idea what that's about. Pretty clean back here. The front three, very high iRatings. Should be a pretty strong SOF in this field, and yeah, they just seem very straightforward, professional types. So we shouldn't have too much in the way of shenanigans up ahead of us, I don't think. And Jim, it was interesting, up until qualifying, I was able to run laps early in the run much faster than Jim, but then late in the run, he would really walk all over me. But in these cloudier conditions, I'm not finding the balance to be quite where I like it. So he's running away already.
27.877.
It's kind of a strange situation. I'm normally a driver that likes the cold conditions. I like it when the track's real grippy and fast. For whatever reason, this car, this setup, it's just not working for me yet. Maybe some more laps in the race and we'll get used to it. 45-minute races, we got plenty of time. The key factor for this race will be traffic, because we're going to lap the GT3 cars twice over on a track that's particularly hard to pass cars, especially in places like this. That's our main focus for the weekend. I still feel like I'm running close enough in pace to Gem that I'm comfortable. Like, I don't feel still as nervous about this whole ordeal as I did.
They gone.
Yeah, they gone. You gone.
1 minute 22.9.
I'm just ridiculously tight in these conditions. You can tell by all the sideways action I'm doing. Gee, I'm getting to a point where I can feel
Second
like
place have problems too.
I can get up to the speed where Jem's running, so we should be able to gel pretty well for the team for the Daytona race. I was worried I was going to be just way too off the pace to be running with those guys. And our team has pretty much been finalized to be myself, Gem Knight up ahead of us, Sharky, Games, and Servatus will be in the car. I will likely be doing 3 stints in the race. Here's Still lagging right there.
That is so weird. I don't get it.
iRacing. And 3 stints will probably be plenty for me, to be honest.
Yes, 5 gallons is good.
Okay, nice.
1 minute 23.
This is kind of what I needed. I needed the front couple to get to racing and kind of hold Gem up a bit. The only way I was really going to stay relevant to them. In qualifying, I moved the brake bias to the back quite a bit, but it still doesn't seem to be enough. Probably should have gone a little bit more aggressive with that. It's not undrivable, but it's just not as fast. In sunny conditions in practice, I was real happy with the car, especially at the beginning of the run. Just want to see, maybe the car will come around to me later in the run as I run into the dirt. It's really easy to do there. One of the things we saw in practice is that the track gets very dirty. Dropping tires. Still struggling to find the left side of this car. Dipping tires in the dirt when I don't mean to. Well, the end of the lap, we didn't really lose much time to him, even though it was kind of an ugly lap.
1 minute 23.757.
Time gained there, but it was very uncomfortable. I don't like it. See how this goes. He might be running his car real hard too to try and stay in contact with the cars ahead of him. As short as this track is, it's not going to be terribly long before we catch traffic. And if we can have a smooth race with that, that may be opportunity to move forward. Even if we aren't quite as outright fast this week. Certainly don't feel as good here as I did at Silverstone. One of the comparisons I made is that this track, it's too small for these cars. This is a club racing track, and these are not club racing cars for sure. But I think this is good practice for dealing with the car in the infield of Daytona, because I'm fighting a lot of the same issues where at low speeds the car just does not seem to have enough chassis grip. It's very unstable. A little ahead of us here. Car. It's really weird. I guess it's because the track's cold. I was not getting nearly this much front brake lock up, even with more front bias. And because I'm a big dummy, and I don't have enough buttons. I don't have a way to change the brake bias on the fly in this thing right now, as much as I'd like to. I'd ask Jim on the straightaway what the black box button is for it. Just the thing on the bottom right. Very awkward turn, as is this one in this car. Yeah, starting to find lap cars already.
1 minute 24.
Single split race too. So we have a very wide swath of speed present here. Have to ask him about the F-Box thing. Maybe this straightaway. Which function key would it be to bring up the brake bias?
F11?
Nope.
It's one of the last ones.
Thanks.
I don't actually look at my keyboard.
I am really, really tight on the brakes.
Maybe 12.
So it seems too far.
Got one on your right.
Oh, hi.
All
I
clear, all
honestly
clear.
did not even see him out there. I'm honestly a little worried that it defaulted me back to the old setup and not yours.
One, four.
Yeah, if you get to that menu, you can adjust the roll bars. You'll have time to double check in pits.
True.
Alright, man, that car is flat down.
Trying to find it.
Also, GT traffic's going to be a thing.
It's that one. Alright, let's go back up close to that. F8, by the way.
Okay.
Got a slow car on the left.
There you think.
Right.
Did you see what happened to me?
No.
So, on that little short stretch,
Car on your right.
we caught up to a GTE car, pulled over to the left, parked it. Right at that moment, the C7 in front of me decided to move also that way. I dodged the right, and the C7 comes right back over to me. I'm amazed we didn't run into each other.
Alright, man, that car is flat down. 1 minute, 25.685. Got one on your
Could have
left.
been more aggressive with that.
All clear, all clear.
Very unhappy car still. Try and get used to the adjustments there. Lost quite a bit of time in that ordeal. But I'm just going to try and refocus and try and pick up some speed here. Just going to hope for traffic being on our side for a little while. And they could potentially make that gap back up. Especially if we find a little time. Still knocking those fronts pretty regularly. Boy, did we get pinned there.
Right. Got one on your right.
And he's drag racing us.
All clear, all clear. 1 minute, 26.672.
It's one of the main things I gotta work on. It's the only reason I wanted to run this race this week. James and Jim kind of hinted that I shouldn't because it's not a very good track for this series. But I wanted more time running with traffic and running with cars off the pace, getting shoved out of my line. It's the stuff I don't have enough experience with. Got to be able to click back into your normal rhythm as fast as possible, even if you get pushed out of your line or have a little moment here or there. Really heavy on the track control there. Getting back into the groove though, which is good. Probably not going to be on this straightaway. Oh, he let us by.
1 minute 24.5.
A rarity in the multi-class racing world. I don't think that's a... Oh, it's Jem. What happened?
I got disconnected.
Oh, what?
Yeah, just flat out gone.
Strange. I've heard you roboted a little, but not a lot. Your car pulled off very nicely and politely to the side of the track, though. Well, get all that out of the way before the 24. Well, that's unfortunate, but on the grand scheme of things, there was really not a lot of chance I was going to catch him either way. So I'm still focused on my main objective for this race, which is handling traffic correctly. It's having a good exit here, so you can potentially get up and pass this car into turn 1.
Car on your left. 1 minute 24.76. Keep right there. You're 4. There you go, man. Good job.
Didn't feel like I pushed the issue very much there. Maybe he just didn't realize I was making the move. Not sure. Woohoo! Easy there, buddy. None of that now.
It'd be great if I get back into the session.
You just fell through. That took a minute. Several, in fact.
I don't know how livid I am right now.
I think I could probably judge somewhere on the scale. Maybe a 6 out of 9.
It's not Sonoma high, but it's pretty high.
I was just gonna make that reference and I thought it was too far.
All clear, all clear. 1 minute 25.092.
It's a reference to a race that he was running in his Cup Series league, where he was winning and
Car on your left.
some guy just absolutely lambasted, took him out at Sonoma
All clear, all clear.
to try and get himself into the chase for the championship. That's the angriest I've ever heard Jem be before. It was on a live stream, no less, and it was just 20 minutes of him heavy breathing angrily. Fully understandable, because he drove an amazing race. There's no reason for what the guy did. Jem Knight, the Road Ringer, though he's a pretty damn good oval racer too. My toes are absolutely freezing. It's currently like 29 degrees outside.
Oh, and I got a speeding leaving pits.
1
Rip.
minute 25.052. That car is a lap down.
Oh, hi.
Hi. I didn't flash my lights at you.
Didn't even realize who it was.
That car is a lap down.
It's one very, very uncomfortable cone dodger.
Okay.
I'm just trying to deal with the traffic, but I just, yeah. His
didn't
name.
even realize it was you because I don't have your paint.
Wait, you don't have my paint? It's not trading paints.
It hasn't updated for me. I had
That
them all
was
through practice.
Awkward.
That car is a lap down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand why it's gotten away from me so much.
Oh, bye.
Oh, you got a pit. He's gonna let me go there, dude. Ready?
You got one on your right.
Seems like it.
All clear, all clear. 1 minute, 25.2.
Alright, now it's starting to rotate a bit on the brakes, which is a good sign. Seems like it's a little happier once the fuel load starts to burn off. Although it did not want to rotate there. No crying about it. Even if the car is not behaving like you want it, you gotta push through it. You gotta get the most you can out of, let's say this was a stint in the race. Getting flustered and losing even more time is just gonna hurt the team overall even more. You don't want that. On another GT3 car. We're moving our way up the GT3 field, so these guys might be a little faster. Also maybe a little wiser. I think it'd be better just to leave it in third there.
Alright, man, that car is a lap down. 1 minute, 24.514.
I think I scared him. I didn't realize they were that slow in the center, to be honest. I thought the main speed difference was on the straightaways, not the corners. Okay. 9 seconds to the GT3 leader. Closing in on our pit stop, not imminently, but getting there. Pretty difficult pit road here, not Spa bad, but pretty difficult. Starting to feel a lot of dirt on the track for sure. Whoa. Okay, that was awkward. Very awkward. I don't think I even got a safety infraction for that. Huh. It's kind of what I was referring to about the slower sections of this track, though, reminding me of the issues I had at Daytona. The car just gets unpredictable when it's slow and on flat turns, especially like this one here. The way it steps out on the exit there. Thank you for that shining example. It does it right here too. Late on exit, it's going to step out. Not so much that lap. Maybe we still want a little bit more brake bias to the rear. It's better, it's just not great. Okay, no weirdness this time. I must have just entered too hot or something. Maybe the tires are starting to get away from us a bit. place in GT3.
1 minute 24.681.
Oh, easy. Turned in much too early there. Look at all the dirt. I'm not alone in dipping tires there often. Yay. Watch for these guys to be real slow in the center of the turns is what we've kind of discovered. Thanks for all the rocks. Much appreciated. The right call there. Link to the straightaway. Into the dirt we go. I gotta watch out for turn 1 now.
Still there. We're on the left. 1 minute 25.378.
I kept it to the inside just in case it wanted to step sideways, but it was pretty okay about it. Look at all the dirt out there.
That car is flat now.
Got a little blob right ahead of us here. Putting a car a second lap down and a GTE car a lap down. Whoa, Nelly. Was he ever early on the brakes? I'd say somebody didn't practice at all.
Car on your left. All clear, all clear.
It was just very uncomfortable there. 5 laps left on fuel. What I've discovered is you want to run this thing as long as you can, pretty much. You want to get stuck right in all the GTE traffic. You pit early.
That car is flat now. 1 minute 25.505.
Ooh, car. I understand this is the GT3 leader, so I'm going to try and be patient here. But you would think, as the GT3 leader, you would not
Got one on your
put up
left.
that much of a fight.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
All you're doing is losing yourself time.
GT3 just driving me off the road.
As they do. There is one GT3 car here that I don't think they practiced. Like, he was braking at 300 meters. Okay, we got one fit in there.
Flat now.
Now we're back in GT3 traffic.
That car is flat now. 1 minute 26.366.
I should probably have the radio on. I didn't even think about that.
All clear, all clear.
Very conflicted right now with the do. There's
Meaning?
2 GTE in front of me, really close and fighting, but I'm not quite fast enough to get by them on a straightaway, both of them.
I have had that same situation multiple times.
I get if you're on the lead lap, go for it, but
Right.
I have a race for it.
That's really one of the most awkward parts about this car.
DPI, please.
Yeah.
We'll just solve that problem.
I'm surprised they don't just try to BOP this car, like, leapfrog it.
iRacing doesn't like doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why, but it's the only car in its class. It's not like it's going to give it an advantage. Pit next time by. That was a pretty garbo lap.
1 minute 25.44. Car on your right.
I don't know where. Okay.
Got a slow car on the right.
A lot of stuff going on. I want to let this fine gentleman by.
That car is flat down. You got one on your right. Clear on the right.
New tires and obviously faster than us.
I'm kind of hoping they go and pit.
Car on your right.
Did you already take fuel?
Yeah, when I disconnected.
That car is a lap down.
Either that or I miss enough laps where I can make it on fuel.
I don't know.
There's a possibility.
You got one on your right. Clear on the right.
I definitely need to move my flash the headlights button up somewhere where it's a little easier to get. As much as I hate to do it, it's a necessary thing. Hey,
These
here
two
we
in
go.
front of me are getting really fighty.
They say you cut the
Oh,
fork. You'll have to slow
that's
down
bizarre.
and give up the time gained.
Never seen that before.
Oh, they touch!
I got a cutting the track penalty entering the pits. It was very strange.
Oh. Aggressive one around in the fight.
Nice. Well, at least they're gone now.
Mm-hmm. He, Denny Hamlined him.
Have to keep your foot on the gas so you don't have to repair damage. How is this looking? We got GT3 pitting behind us, which is good. Oh, already pit. Oh man, it's that same guy again. Frick.
1.707.
Well, hopefully on new tires we can get by him. Let's watch the car here on new tires. Come on, DP, you should be able to stretch this out. Enough.
Clear on the left.
Pretty handily. And it's very strange how it has so much more center turn speed. I really did not expect that. Tires, gotta watch it. Being skatey. On the flip side, should be able to turn fast laps on new tires.
1 minute 27.
Since we lost a second and a half on the pit entry due to the, I guess, running wide penalty is what it is. Like, I ran wide off of the pit entry into the grass there. I just didn't really expect that to be an issue. Today I learned. Oh yeah, all that grip leaving that turn. Okay, we're behind GTE leader. Might be pitting this lap, possibly, since we're on the same lap. I'm not sure. Not entirely sure. Ooh, there's some lag. GTE's much harder to deal with because they're so much closer in speed to us. Okay, he ran a little wide there, so I'm gonna go for it. I'd imagine he's gonna lift.
1:24.743. All clear. All
Didn't
clear.
very much, but enough to get by. I'm gonna try and stretch it out here.
I somehow got a spot.
I think there was a disco. I'm up in third. Either a disco or a wreck, I'm not sure.
I'll take it.
That car is a lap down.
And back to GT3 traffic. I'm getting plenty of what I wanted. I wanted to work with traffic, and we're doing just that. Plowing through traffic and plowing dirt onto the track. And then off the track.
Turn on your right. All clear. All clear.
Classic awkward situation there. Those cars just popped into existence.
1:24.365. You're in third place.
A little bit of open track for now. I think this is about a 30 to 31 lap race.
That car is a lap down.
Finally, somebody getting upset. That's taken far longer than expected. No swear jar that time, though. Whoa, buddy!
That car is a lap down. All clear. All clear.
More than anything, the stuff that freaks me out is when people make moves on track to try and let people by. Because it's just unpredictable. Versus if someone's in a slower car and they're just running a slower line, it's at least predictable. At least I know what that car is gonna do. There too, like there's no reason to try and dive out of the way like that. Am I guilty of that? I'm sure I have been, but now that I'm seeing it on the other side, it's not good. Hold your line, run your own race. Be courteous, but don't do anything drastic. Be able to deal with.
On your left. Clear out the left.
Now a GTE. They're back in the field though. If he's gonna leave that open or not. Was not. Hello, Traction Control, and thank you very much for being effective. I can tell by your rear bumper's pushed in, sir.
On your left. Still there. 1:25.236. Clear on on the left.
Interesting how that super inside line really doesn't lose you a lot of time in turn 1. I feel very familiar with how the car is driving here. Like, it's not surprising, it's not scary to drive. It's just not fast. Like, it feels like I can't push it. Definitely something is wrong with the way I'm driving it. As long as we keep on track, pushing forward, still valuable experience. GTE it is. Until I have a row on the back. Harder to catch nice straightaways.
1 minute 24.053. Car on your left. Stay right. That car on the left now. All clear, all clear.
That was a little aggressive on my part, but I'm going to be okay with it. Because I could have gone smoother if it was handled differently. Hello, skatiness. See no pro on the back of this one, so G23 car.
You got one on your left. Clear on the left.
Okay. Like, I was deep. I was very deep into that turn. And he was still running into the back of me. Well, if we tried to use, like, this car's braking point, it didn't work, or I'm not really sure.
You got about 5 laps left.
Yeah, we left the fuel then.
That car is flat now.
They all are. They all are.
1 minute 24.783.
Okay. So skaty. Through there. Bunch of dirt in the track right there.
Car on your right.
Thank you.
All clear, all clear.
Whew. Okay, that might be it for us running through traffic. Thankfully. I didn't even race anybody this race. I'm exhausted. I see one Gemini closing in on us.
Welcome to Darts Racing.
Yep. Something much worse than Silverstone with the traffic.
Oh yeah.
There's so many points of like, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah, I've passed a few people through the S's.
935.
Don't recommend.
Turn 1 seems to be my most awkward spot, because it's like, you go to the inside, and then they get this massive run on the outside. Guess we're going 32 laps in this race, because it's cold out, faster pace than normal, and we got some fast guys in the field. Very good humans at racing in this one. In the DP category. Maybe maybe not so much in the GTE, GT3 categories. Certainly not as thrilling as last week, but as Jim kind of said there, it's the nature of endurance racing. Sometimes this is just how it goes. White flag. Will Jim catch us this lap? Maybe.
1 minute 24.815.
Loose. Since I have open track here, I'll try and actually push it a bit. So much dirt. And we're still matching his pace pretty well. I think he's still a bit faster. Look at all the dirt on the outside of the track there. I don't think he's probably running 110% right now either. After what happened with the disconnect and whatnot.
We have about 2 laps of fuel left.
So we had the right amount of fuel for the amount of laps we ran in the race. A little wide there. Let's kick up some dirt for him.
Every car stops on the right.
Yeah, that was work. That was a lot of work.
Great job, driver.
Okay, at the end of the race, we'll briefly look at the results. I'm not particularly happy with my performance in the race, but we did some learning, and that was good. We actually scored pretty good points and had only 4 incidents. Finished on the podium in a 6-car field. It's okay. Obviously, we got very lucky with some issues with some cars ahead of us, so the result here nor there, basically. But how did we do with passing cars? We got 17 good passes, which ends up being, obviously, $17, which just happens to be exactly the same amount as a perfect incident-free race in the things we've done previously. Totally a coincidence there. There was 13 bad passes. So, not a very fantastic average there. Obviously, I'm grading myself, so I'm a little bit of judge, jury, executioner here. However, 17 good ones, 13 bad ones. I feel like I still need to do a lot of improvement. It was very interesting to watch this race back and really focus on my mannerisms and the way I was getting around cars. The GTE cars in particular, I seem to have a lot of issues with, and I don't know how I'm going to make that not the case, to be honest. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But that will do it for this week. Thank you, as always, for watching, and I will see you next time.